right. Good morning. Man, my hair is very interesting this morning. All right. Good morning, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Go ahead and pop out chat just so I can read it easier. Good morning, no thanks. Good morning, Proton Junkie. If RX most obvious for 7 a.m., we will see. So good morning, NASCAR. Yes, I had this one pulled up. This one is on my continuation scanner. Started moving at 6 this morning, it looks like 6:20. No news, that's suspicious. Hmm. Things are moving this morning, but wow, I'm just sat on my hands. Well, we'll see. Okay. You're in at 309. I mean, hey, that's not bad. So I'm trying something new today, and you guys tell me what you think. So I'm trying this out with Claude, just to see whenever we have these instances. So Claude is saying no news. So that could be something we potentially use. Whatever comes up must come down. Spinning wheel goes round. Let's see. Got orders out. You were doing that yourself too? I see. Yeah, it's strange because I'm having this like conflict where sometimes the live news on Thinkorswim for Bazinga will say there's no news, but then there actually is news that comes out like 10, 20 minutes late. So if something is going to move this much, it would be like nice to at least know beforehand. Also, PFRX says there's only 844,000 shares outstanding. Definitely not the case. The level 2 is very, very thick. It is certainly diluted to some level. Yes, I would be careful with that assumption. Now, with that said, there could still be some kind of short squeeze or something, right? It is strange there's no news and this is moving this much on what appears to be a higher share outstanding stock. But we will see. This has already gone up quite a lot, up 70%. Nice pop there, 380. Yeah, this is ranging quite a lot, honestly. 350 to 380 in a minute. I mean, I can't help but be bearish on it. Just without news, with the stock being a downtrending stock, with this thing already up 70%. Like, I can't really be bullish on this. It was right at 7 o'clock that it really started to pop up, though, which is interesting. Yeah, we've got a double top here. We've got slight topping tails. Notably, each time it touched here, there was a hard push back down. So there does seem to be some kind of ceiling at 380s. You'd want to see 380 get smashed hard. Has 5 intraday doubles over the past 2 years, 2 of which were 250 plus intraday runners. This has a history of big pops. Does it? So I see 1, I see 2, I see 3 in the last year. You're saying 2 years. I don't know if we would count this one. It's kind of really recent. I mean, yeah, you have a lot of instances where it does this, like 13 to 28. Yeah, so... yeah, I think I could concede that point, right? There was a lot recently in this period. So I saw like 3 here, and then there was, we'll just say a cluster of like 5, maybe 6 I would say 6-ish. Give or take a couple if you zoom in. But yeah, it does seem to be the case where this stock has a history of doing pops like that. However, one thing I would also caution against is that every single pop retraced. Without exception. But yeah, in the short term, certainly, right? This is up 70%, and you make a fair argument. If this thing's gone up 250% plus in the past, even though it has retraced the full moves, it has shown to do it. So I think that is a valid bull argument if you wanted to make that. I'm gonna check the shelf registration. I find it odd, now that I'm thinking about it, the stock had been moving for half an hour, but I was able to put short orders out. That really, really implies that there's a lot of shares available for this thing. Yeah, I mean, the most recent shelf registration was last year in like May. How much was it? Yeah, only, I mean, 3 million shares. It's not a huge amount. Yeah. Something's a little fishy here. Realistically, given Thinkorswim and Weeble's history with these kind of stocks, if I'm able to place orders, just out of curiosity, let me try on Weeble. Let me see if I'm able to place on Weeble. Not gonna double place, but I just want to see. Okay. Frickin' Weeble. Okay, well, I can add this one to the list at least. Alright, PRFX, liquidation only. Okay, so I can't really test it on Weeble. Let me try putting another short order on Thinkorswim. I'll cancel it. I just want to see if I'm still able to. Okay, so now I'm unable to place it. Okay, so within the last 15 minutes, locates ran out for Thinkorswim. But still, the fact I was able to place the orders here, whenever all this had already happened, no, I highly doubt it's 800,000. It's probably several million. Again, the level 2 also reflects this. I don't think it's a stretch for me to argue that. But this has been bleeding down. This might have been the top after all. Yeah. Wow. I gotta update this list. Everything's red, so I'm just wiping them all. Yep, only at 40% now. Yeah, well, it looks like I'm not going to get filled now, just because this is already giving back so much. And down she goes. Straight through 3. Could have had a small bounce attempt here. All right, you got 86 back up to 3. So you had a 14-cent bounce you could have taken there. Still very rough. You got out around 370. 40 cents at least. Well, there you go. PFSA seems to be curling. Okay, so PFSA has news. Expands into multi-billion-dollar precision diagnostics market. That doesn't matter. With $30 million letter of intent for panomics platform. Okay. Doesn't seem like a big deal. This one's one that really tends to sell off here. You were deep underwater. This was at $4 just a couple weeks ago. Well, I guess like a month ago. But yeah. I mean, you still made good money, right? Both of them popped at 7. I think that's worth recognizing that even though PRFX failed, both of them still performed in the short term. Super, super huge level 2 on PFSA. Definitely not 1.3 million on this one either. Prospectus back in February for only 126,000 shares, so not a lot of shares actually. You'll still complain just to complain. Yeah. Stock has made some good moves. Well, it's good to see we're at least having some very nice gap in runners, even though PRFX failed. It at least made a good attempt with no news. If we get something with news that moves, we could see a 100% mover. Like from a fresh catalyst this morning. I wouldn't rule it out. This might already be over. We'll see. This is shortable on Weeble. I will posture on Weeble. All right, if this wants to run, I am ready for it. Yeah, up 140% pre-market. Really good volume inflow here too, so we could see the next leg, because I'm looking to get in on the next leg. Get it. I feel like CYCN's already priced in, but maybe I'm wrong. It's actually been pretty stable for where it went up to. Okay, so you got a 1 minute high, failed, made a second 1 minute high, and now we're dumping. Dude, the level 2 is so freaking thick on this thing. Like 100,000 on the bid and ask. Are you kidding me? This thing looks like it's way, way, way high. High dilution. It's had a prospectus for only 100,000 shares recently. 126. Or no, those are for warrants. It had 500,000 shares of common stock. That's still quite low for 100,000 on the bid and ask, though. Let me look a bit more. Let me look at the initial registration. What was the initial one? Ah, 5 million. Okay. All right, we're getting a breakout though. Okay, so I like going into this. I like going into a breakout knowing there's heavy dilution. So let's see how this breaks out. If it breaks out. PRFX mostly, yeah, it's pulled back most of, like maybe a little over half the move at this point. All eyes probably are on PFSA. Yeah, Air's also still holding up decently. This one's definitely not out of play yet. This one's not really doing anything. Yeah, so it's mostly PFSA at the moment. Amalek with a pop. That's one that's moved well in the past. Yeah, I don't mess with MLEC. I'm not sure than that. No, sir. Okay, PFSA. Might be breaking down now that MLEC's moving, actually. If this is going to get traction, you could see people jumping from stock to stock here. Yeah, very nice breakout on MLEC. From 8 to 12 in 3 minutes. Yeah. Very powerful. And by the way, no news. Honestly, the no news is kind of relevant. I was going to say no involvement, but if it's going to pop super, super hard like this with no news, I should consider it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no news on this. I'm going to check it. Yeah, no shares available in either broker, so nothing to really think about here. If I was gonna try and get short, I probably had to do it here before the volume came in. But realistically, I wanted to check this one carefully before doing anything with it. This one has a huge history of running. And honestly, the only reason I was considering a short in hindsight was just because there was no news. I had AI Chan check it, came back with nothing. There's a 20,000 share sell order at 1191. See how that gets respected here. 20,000 is, I mean, it's able to be taken out. The volume's high enough, but that is quite a big order. Interesting how both of these candles. Okay, this candle touched 1191. Seems I am delayed. I mean, I do have a slight delay on my stream here, but shouldn't be anything too crazy. Yeah, there's not a huge delay. It's like maybe 20 seconds. 15, 20 seconds or something. PFSA, actually curling. Maybe worth keeping an eye on this. MLEC, kind of range bound here. I don't trust MLEC, honestly. I would have put short orders out if I could have, once I realized there was no news on this. Reduced size, of course, because of just how volatile this thing is, but yeah. Have you ever brought up like Webull and Thinkorswim at the same time to see if both platforms are displaying the charts the exact same way? Yes, they are not. They are both using different data to create their charts, therefore they have different charts. You could have a green candle for example, last minute, or well, let me give a more vague one. For this candle here at 726, this is a green candle. This very well may have been a red candle on Webull. Yeah, the charts are different because the data that is reported is different. That is correct. Almost makes you wonder in some ways, because the data that you think is confirming a candle closed or confirming a breakout might be true on one chart, but might be false on another chart. Especially if it's close, right? Like if you have like a doji candle or something, or an almost doji. That's why I chose this candle, because this one almost flipped red. So I wouldn't be surprised if on other charts there was a chance it flipped red. All right, PFSA, another little pop here. Do I like TradingView for charting? I do not use TradingView. W buy, we buy. Okay. Wow, this is at $1? What? How the mighty have fallen. Yeah, so pops up 15,000 volume right out of the gate. Launches AI-enabled mice division. Achieves over $2 million first 2 month total transaction values. This one had a big pop several months ago, right? From $1.50 up to $5. Yeah, no recent registration. Got it. There only 20,000 volume on these first 2 candles. RENX is on my scanners here. Does have news. Major organic waste transport partnership. More than $3 million in revenue. Yeah, good volume. This is a recent reverse merger or IPO. Has a history of doing these pops. 270 all the way up to 580 at open. Yeah. All right, I'm postured for this one. Let's see if it goes more. This is at resistance from yesterday now. You did have a move up a few days ago from 180 to 340. So we'll see if maybe it covers that gap. I'm going to cancel my PRFX orders. This thing's pulled back way too much. This one's just out of play. I'm not going to mess with this one anymore. And at 102, what, for W buy? I mean, it's holding well. Its volume has dropped off a lot. Something to keep a watch on, certainly, just because this one has historically moved a lot recently. So, I can respect wanting to be postured for it. I just don't think WBuy is going to move that much if it does move. It's a cheaper stock, lower volume. But we'll see. Yeah, so you got like a 10, 15 cent pop here. Only 20,000. Honestly, if this got a Ross pop, this thing could go to like 140 maybe, because this volume is super, super low on this pop. Yeah, realistically, like, I would want to start shorting it until around 160s. Just because of the potential it has. You are getting volume inflow now, so I should treat this more seriously. Very nice. Even if it doesn't go much more than this, like, it's already made a decent move. It seems like anything right now that's popping is making at least some kind of move. Right? We haven't really seen anything that's just popped and immediately rolled over. Good morning. Hope you guys had a great Easter weekend. Yes, thank you. I have. I'm sure everybody else here has as well. Gotta go do work. Bye. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, volume inflow. Actually, that's crazy. 300,000 volume here, but very low volume back here. Huh. Okay, good recovery attempt. New high by a few pennies. So 25 went to 28. Yeah, it is certainly a much warmer market today. I won't necessarily call it hot, but we are definitely not cold today. Yeah. And that's part of why I'm being cautious with my orders, NASCAR. I know that this one can make kind of crazy-ish moves historically. I do weight, and maybe this is biased, but I do weight recent historic action more than previous action. Right, so you say like 2 years, for example. To me, that seems like kind of a large time horizon, especially because like dilution and stuff can have occurred in that time. And I feel like that invalidates a lot of the potential. I'm like, oh, it popped back up. I haven't even had it on watch. Yeah. Yeah, we're just getting a lot of these moves that are resolving nicely. Honestly, if MLX's gonna pop up like that, maybe attention gets driven away from W buy. Yeah. That might be the case. I don't know though, like, because MLX had been curling already. It's not like it came out of nowhere. So I'm not really sure about that. RENX is holding up very well as well. Check this one out. This one's holding up very well. Yeah, I think RENX could also make a breakout. Yeah, this one looks decent too. Yeah, you got a lot of opportunities today. A lot of things look like they're curling. I can't check pre-market for W buy. I was just looking at the intraday. Right. Like, you obviously have the big event that happened a couple months ago. You had some events here. I think there was like 1 or 2 pre-market pops in this area where it went up like $3 or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I haven't seen it on scanners. There's some volume here, so maybe it did something here. But that's as early as about 2 months ago. A little less than 2 months ago. Assuming that this one's a pop. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm not really gonna rule Weeble out here. This is still holding up okay. So I'm not even gonna say Weeble's dead yet. RENX seems like the biggest candidate to me at the moment, followed by MLEC. The only reason I'm not pushing MLEC harder for best candidate is just because it's already up so much. Taking a starter CYCN. I haven't even looked at CYCN. Is that one moving too? Interesting place to take a starter. Testing VWAP. I don't know. I mean, maybe with this volatility, you could get some good follow through. It just doesn't seem like the top of the list right now. But that could be the play too, is if a lot of these stocks are resolving well, getting in something early could pay off. Okay, good volume on this pop. PFSA curling as well. Yeah. This one's also curling back up. Yeah, nothing's really... I mean, we had one breakdown, right? PRFX, this one kind of failed. But this one didn't have any news, and it was up like 70%. So honestly, even this run was pretty impressive, considering there was no news. Nothing's really disappointed me in terms of potential today. All right, RENX, big pop here. 292. And W by also curling. Man, what a rejection from this, though. Good morning, Lawson. So huge sell up here on volume. Honestly, this pullback, both of these candles have been lighter volume. This looks like a great buy potential for a bounce. This volume's way lower than the push up, and it looks obvious. So you could have got in at 47. All right, W buy looks officially over. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of W buy. FC UV spike on low volume. Really huge spike, honestly. This thing was up at $40 just back in December. So really, really diluted on this one. So as quick as it went up, gave the whole thing back. Well, this is the first failure we've seen, but realistically, this went up over 100%. So, still a very, very big pop. They're pretty good. Yeah, I actually haven't used Zendu at all yet for my picks. They've all been through my scanners. Or through NASCAR. He's also using his scanners, and I'm stealing from him sometimes. I'm getting the same, like here's my momentum scanner. I'm getting the stocks he's finding. I'm seeing them pop up maybe like 30 seconds after he calls them out. So it's not like I'm missing them, but he's getting them a little bit faster than I am. Good curl on this, though. 450 all the way to 550. Nuntio Bot. It's an interesting name. But yeah, I don't mess with this one. Even though it looks very nasty on the daily, this one's showing way too much volatility. NASCAR's just the guy in the chat. NASCAR all out. Yeah, you're good, you're good. Yeah, this is just too dangerous for me to get involved with. If this is gonna pop like 50% in 1 minute, I can't mess with this one. This could be one that pops up $20. Ross candles. Yeah, we'll see. Ross isn't having a good... Really? Today seems like a great day. I'm surprised he's not doing well. I mean, Ross could have popped... He could have bought here. There's enough volume. And it does have the signature sell-off after the pop. But... I mean, it's curled back well. And I think this is genuinely just because it's a warmer market. We're seeing stocks that are resolving better. Even Webull, or not Webull, WBuy, it's curled back. Surprisingly, I genuinely thought WBuy was over, and it's curled back. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. Sitting here trying to posture. Try not to overextend, though, either. Man, this thing has just been getting consistently high volume ever since this pop. Yeah, I don't mess with this one. I mean, it's up over 100% already, so yeah. Emlek done. Dude, I don't have enough room for all my watch lists. Like, I have a whole bunch of charts I have committed. Wow, yeah. Emlek is totally giving the move back. I would have shorted Emlek if I had shares. My order, and I know it's in hindsight, so you have no reason to believe me, but I was set for 1274 for a starter, so I would have gotten filled basically at the top. It actually would have been a really good trade too. Yeah. No news but moving fast. Yeah, it's moving fast and moving very strong, right? We've seen a lot of stocks resolving well. I genuinely would be surprised if Ross is not trading aggressive right now. Sat on ass for 3 minutes, didn't fill. Dang. I feel that. Well, I think I made a good choice deciding not to get involved with FCOV. FCOV. I tried dipping at 420 for FCOV, didn't get a fill. That would have been a crazy hit if you got a fill here. In hindsight, right? Because, I mean, it just fully curled. I mean, everybody's got to be looking at this for this breakout here in this next run. We're coming up on top of the hour here. 2 minutes till top of the hour. Wouldn't be surprised if we actually see this pull back now. Just because we're at the top of the hour. See it pull back under uncertainty of the next move. Then maybe wait like 2 minutes to see if anything comes up, then it runs. Genuine strength would be if this ran immediately. Because people not even waiting for the top of the hour, that would signal to me real strength. More likely, I think, is that it pulls back. All right, RENX. Looks like it might be done. You got a bit of a head and shoulder now. Yeah, so 292 would have been the top, it looks like. This is like a 50% move. No, more like a 40. W buy, curling still. Shows I have 0 trades. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take trades or... That's a... Yeah, thank you for showing me that. I need to adjust then. I only have RNX, but I'm gonna have to just use Weeble. Thank you for showing me. I thought I had 1 trade, but it's saying 0. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I thought I had 1 trade in it. Okay. Oh, I'm just using Weeble then. I want to check that because it doesn't seem right to me. No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I should have 0 trades. Okay. Yeah, so I could have predicted that beforehand. That's just sloppy on my part. I only took 2 on Thursday, but I took 1 on Wednesday. Right, so... Yeah, I thought I had 1 more, but no, I took 3. Right. Yeah, I took 2 on Thursday, and I took 1 on Wednesday. So I took 3. Okay, it looks like it might just be backside now for this one. Alright, well, we're limited to Weeble then. Green, but just by luck. Feel rusty after 3 days off. Feel that. Yeah, that's true, NASCAR. I mean, if the market's heating up and I can get more opportunities, that's fine. But I can't be forcing trades. You're absolutely right on that. Yeah, and I need to be careful too, because when the market heats up, and this is what the back testing showed, is that I need to be very selective in what I'm shorting when the market's hot. Or else, I mean, we saw what happened on Thursday, right? I got stuck in a massive runner. And in hindsight, I was shorting into something that was catalyst aligned with what stocks moved, right? It was an oil company. That's not to say I shouldn't have taken the short, but the fact that I didn't really recognize that it was stock popping that was the catalyst that was working, maybe a red flag. Yeah, this looks like for the next few days I will be using Weeble. I think all 3 of them, yeah, all 3 of them were in Thinkorswim, yeah. 90% lose money. Other 10% related to Ross, exactly. Yeah, Weeble's curling hard here. I genuinely thought Weeble was over once we had this. Very surprised to see it curling back. I doubt I'll be able to get a fill now because it's been so long. But let's see. Of still showing up. FCUP keeps popping up on my scanners. Like, hey, this thing's moving. This thing's moving. So you actually did have it pop right at the hour. Now it's just kind of gone sideways. Yeah, W buy, new high. Very powerful. And I'm still able to. Very low short fee as well. Well, I am out there again for W buy. Actually genuinely surprised how quickly this popped up here. Yeah. And this volume profile is way higher than back here too. Yeah, there could be rotation going on here. We've seen this several times now. I'm pretty close to an entry. Are gonna fizzle out just before me. Could just be the pullback before the next leg. That's a bit frustrating though if this does fail here. Cause I was like, what, 5 cents from a fill? Something like that. PFSA. Looks like it might just be pulling back for real now. Popped up at 7 and it's just been pulled back. We'll see. This one's definitely not over yet. And I mean, it did give the whole move back and then curls, so I certainly wouldn't call this out of play yet. Let's see, we're gonna get that 1 minute high, it looks like. See how it resolves. All right, you broke by a few pennies there. FCOV pulling back, or not pulling back, coming back up. Yeah, FCOV basically full recovery. Wow. W buy continuing to pull back here. So maybe you had a temporary flip from FCOV to W buy, and maybe now it's flipping back. Because FCOV, I mean, yeah, new high, new peak volume inflow. Where's the monthly recap? Ever since I started this new strategy, I've mostly shelved a lot of my recaps that I've been doing because the strategy's been so slow. My initial plan here was, because I planned on sizing up after 15 trades, I was going to make a recap after that. Kind of in an awkward state right now for the channel, because initially I was doing daily trading, and I was, you know, I was roughly taking 1 trade a day at least. I think I was averaging like 2 or 3. But now I'm only averaging like 1 every 3 days. So it's a bit awkward to do daily recaps, and I could have done the monthly recap, and I was actually working on it. I have the spreadsheet, not spreadsheet, I have the PowerPoint for it, but I was debating, and I figured I would just wait till I had 15 trades. Yeah, W buy pulling back quite a lot now. Yeah, a bit frustrating because my order here was at 172. So I was pretty close, 6 cents away from a fill. How is the shorting strategy? It is, so far, it is net profitable on an adjusted share basis, but in terms of realized profit right now, it is net negative. Because I started with 1 share and I sized up to 8. I did really, really well when I was trading 1 share, And when I switched to H share, the market got really cold. There was very few opportunities the last several weeks. And I had a max loss on Thursday. So that brought the H share regiment into the negative. So I'm okay with still going for it because, like, it adjusted, it is still profitable. But yeah, it was very painful to sit through a $20 loss. Yeah, anyone who's just trading this momentum should be getting rewarded decently. I wonder if DJ's popping off. Yeah, I thought Weeble was done. Or not Weeble, WBuy was done when it had this breakdown. I'm genuinely surprised it curled back and made a second leg. This thing looked totally done. Yeah, and even some of these crazier movers too. Is shorting feels easier or the market just sucks? My backtesting applied to all market regiments, hot and cold. So it wasn't specific on the market temperature. That's what my backtesting was for anyway. You wanted to hold longer for a bigger move, only to get scared out when it dumped back to 1. Yeah. No, I mean, it made sense to get in early when you saw the volume starting to come through. You had like, what was it? You had several 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 shares of volume coming through here. It made sense to get in here. It just ended up, for whatever reason, having this huge flush. And this was, I mean, in hindsight, this was clearly an attempt to shake out longs for the actual run, but yeah. PZRO, PR. PRZO. Secures follow-on order from Israeli defense entity. Seems so-so. Very good volume. Okay, ADTX is liquidation only in Weeble. Got him before, yeah. W buy actually curling back. I still got my orders out for this one, so I'll keep them out. See if we get any actual, like, third leg attempts. Press release, CYCN at 8:30. That's my hope. Something comes in. Not offering news though. Yeah, that would be rough. W buy surprisingly well back above 150. Realistically, if this is going to curl back, I need to pivot my order. I think. It does kind of feel that way, yeah. This one's been very strong with the way it's held up here. All right. So I moved my order up on W buy, the first one anyway. Just because if this is going to curl back up, the odds that it makes a new sweep is higher. I'd really like to see 150 hold if it could. Looks like it's getting pressured quite heavily, though. Yeah, I mean, best contender right now is probably Weeble, followed by FGov, in my opinion. You with CYCN, huh? Are you still in it? You said you bought in, I don't remember exactly where. Somewhere, you said you bought in somewhere around here. I guess around here, because that's where the volume was starting to come in. So I think you bought around here. It's just kind of trending down slightly. The obvious continuation mover. CYCN feels a little different, though, because of the news specifically. All right, this was something that kind of got priced in. I mean, maybe it moves more, but I think it's going to be pretty stable. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I actually, even though it's moved so much, I think this is just a repricing. I think it's going to stay stable around this area. And I know I say this area like anywhere from like 480 up to like 8. I know that's a pretty huge range, but that's kind of what I'm expected. No, you're out when it didn't run instantly. Didn't want to be holding. Yeah. Yeah, offering would kill this. Definitely. And we've had several 100% runners today. It's crazy. Definitely not a cold market right now, I'll tell you that. Yeah, W by continuing to curl back. Realistically, I would want to see it hold this uptrend, right? I'd like us to not pull all the way back here. If you can curl back even from here, I would still call it bullish. But it's starting to look weaker. 2 minutes till the half hour. I got IOTR popping here. Let's see. No news that I can see. Yeah, this one's a bit of a rug, but post-rug it hasn't gone down much, and we've had an instance where it's gone from 270 to 770. So huge, huge movement potential. Decent volume inflow. A Cinnamore company. This one seems to have a little bit more congestion. The volume started coming in heavier before it actually started moving. No recent prospectus. Our W by holding up still. This one doesn't this just doesn't look as strong to me. The volume's coming too heavy. BTCT. Yeah, we saw that one at the same time, NASCAR. Called it out the same time. It might be a little delayed for you, but yeah. You're in on BTCT at the bottom. Good luck. Alright, this does have news. Enters into joint development and operation agreement with Aurora Energy. Seems like neutral news. Slightly bullish. We'll see what it turns into. Quite a lot of churn here. It seems like there's some kind of congestion from That's keeping it from moving. Okay, I'm all set up for this now. Yeah, W by really curling out here. Did make a new high. Or no, it didn't. It went 1 penny under. Yeah, I'm watching BT, CT, and W by right now. IOTR seems like it was a dud. Honestly, PTCT also seems like it might be a dud just because of how long it's taking to move. We'll see if it gets more resolution, but it just hasn't really moved as much as I would have expected. Rejection W by. Yeah. It's quite a nasty rejection. PFSA is curling a bit. Maybe worth keeping an eye on. This might end up doing something. BTCT out for a $7 win. There you go. Yeah, BTCT, I don't know. For some reason to me, it just seems like it's moving too slow. There seems like there's some kind of wall here. Because this volume isn't even that bad. We'll see. Wow, 10 likes. Wow, we're crushing it with the likes today, guys. Thank you. I remember the days where we would get like 50 likes. Yeah, BTCT rolling over. Honestly, I'm not surprised. And honestly, I'm not even going to say it's over either. Right? We've seen stocks like W buy that have pulled back hard and then rolled and then popped up. Speaking of W buy though, it's really selling off. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, now I would really start to question how stable W buy is. Now, I know it's already recovered once, right? It broke down like this and then this did this huge move. But this looks significantly less appealing. Yeah, even if I didn't move my order, because I was at 172, I still wouldn't have got filled on this new high or this final leg up. I wouldn't even call this a hard rug per se. 144 to 127. That's 14 cents. That's not even that big of a rug, if we're being honest. It's like 5 or 10% on a $1 stock. That's not too much. It's definitely not a soft result. Volume is the highest on this candle. I'm not calling BTCT dead yet, but it does seem to have a lot of headwind. Right? This struggled to break out. You had a not severe but moderate pull. $15 likes. Thank you guys so much. Maybe I need to like beg more. I want to see how you guys are doing though, because there's been a lot of crazy moves today. See how people are doing here. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of people that have taken trades, whether it's green or red. NVNI. Ooh, very interesting stock. To acquire controlling stake in American business. Greeting. Okay. All right, let's see how this one goes. This thing seems strong. Good volume initially. I've never seen anyone as patient as you. Well, I appreciate it, I think. This is more about experimenting. Like, this is data collection right now. Gotta be methodical about it. All right, let's see how much of a move we get on this. Not too far from an entry for me. It's got a little ways to go, though. I need to be more patient. I mean, it's all up to the strategy, right? My strategy demands patience. If you're trading momentum to the front side, then you don't need to be patient, right? When you see something like this moving, you would probably want to be in on this. $219. Okay, first pullback, see how much it gets bought up here. Looks like it's getting bought up. Okay, it looks like we have a bit of a pullback here, but nothing too big yet. Volume's still low on this pullback. Yep, you're a micro scalper. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a pretty big pullback. 220 all the way to breaking 2. We're still seeing incrementing volume. It's kind of rough that the biggest volume is currently the red candle, but I'm not really ruling it out either yet. Interestingly, there was a bit of an accumulation yesterday or Friday. Almost like someone was anticipating this. So you got your 1 minute high, but you see it break well above it. ADTX unrealized is greater than my realized. Well, good luck, sir. Okay, so NVNI, yeah, looks like a round trip. So this one looks like a dud. BT, CT, now this is looking a bit more nasty on this one. So we're seeing some rejections. All right, AKTX. This does have news at the 45-minute mark. Announce a strategic partnership with XDC. Okay, so it's just a partnership. BTCT orders. These ones are just not filling. BCTC. It's just totally in the ground. This one has a huge spread. Yeah, 25-cent spread on this one. 20 cents, somewhere around there. Ooh. Oh. Dang. Jeez. Okay, well, that's a rug pull. Wow. Okay, I'm canceling my orders for that. There's no way my orders are getting filled with this one. No way. That's rough. You attempted to get in the candle before that move? Well, yeah, I had an order, what was it? 238, I think was my short order. So I was like 18 cents from getting in. Would have been a beautiful win if I did, but yeah, I mean, I was a ways off. Okay, AKTX, you got a 14,000 share buyer here at 5. That's pretty significant. That's like an entire volume's worth. So you've got a bit of a cushion. Five could become a floor. Yeah, F Cup's still holding up excellently as well. This is definitely going to be one to watch going into open. Yeah, I feel that. Feel that, man. Ariette and Xscape back most of the move. Okay, so there are some stocks that are giving back a decent amount of the move. You're just not getting free wins, but I would say the number of stocks that have made really impressive moves is significant today. Yeah, PFSA continuing to curl up here, but yeah, it's a lot slower now. I think I'm just waiting till the top of the hour. Yeah, I guess PFSA followed by, well, no. It'd probably be FCUB first for potential, followed by PFSA. It's moving. CYCN 530 to 53 by end of day. It's not too much to ask. Yeah, just a 10x. Okay, PFSA actually getting some momentum. New high by a couple pennies. I do have orders out for this, so okay, 201. So you broke $2 by 1 cent. See what kind of inflow comes in here now. It's holding 2. It's funny, this was the very first order I put out this morning, and it might actually become relevant. We'll see. Or is it just gonna break by 2 cents and then roll over? NVNI continuing to just die. This poor stock. I feel bad for anybody bag holding here. Okay, pushing 2 again. Top of the hour here. Yeah, so my order to get filled was at 207. So I was 5 cents away. We'll see. It might curl back still. Yeah, I was 5 cents off there. LNKS reverse splits. Wow. 1 for 250. My God. Very powerful mover. I'm not messing with this one to the short side, though. Way too dangerous. Holy Jesus. 642. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, this is why we don't short reverse splits. And down she goes. There's a 30,000 share seller at 4. Ooh, yeah. No, it's bigger now. There's like a 50,000 share seller at 4. Big seller. Let's see if it can get taken out. Yeah, I think there's someone that's pushing this down. I mean, I could be wrong, but seeing that big seller at 4 doesn't look great. What a crazy move, though. All right, let's see. We're getting near 4. Are we gonna break 4? I think that's the big question, right? Do we break 4? Seems like it's really struggling at around 370. Maybe they move their order down? Yeah, it looks like it's getting laddered now. I think they're moving their order down. I think this goes down. You did call it out when it was sub 3. That is true. That is true. What is the shares outstanding on this thing? It's got to be like microscopic. 96 million. There's no way. I mean, maybe this is pre? Is this like pre-reverse split numbers? It was cheap to borrow, huh? What a crazy day today's been. 53K shares. Okay, that's definitely wrong. No, I literally saw 50,000 shares on the ask. That's definitely incorrect. Was that Ross? Maybe. We'll see if Ross traded LNKS here. We'll see. There's a big seller at 337. Looked like 30,000 shares. Notably, the volume is actually quite high. Even 200,000, like that's notably high. No idea what the actual float is for this thing. Something seems off. If there's really 50,000 share orders in some areas, this really shouldn't be moving like this, I think. Yeah, this is a stock that got hammered into the ground, too. Yeah, something seems suspicious here. Yes, the best I had today was I had an order get within 5 cents of filling. It's the best I had. It's holding pretty stable around 3, but I don't know. I don't know, man. PFSA still holding up decent. Even on this pullback, it hasn't really given back much. FCUP still holding up as well. Be interesting to see how this does going into market open. Yeah, I think I did okay. Like the fact that we had several 100% runners, and I managed to not get involved with them, I should be happy for that. But yeah, tomorrow I'll go ahead and I'll use the Weeble template because, yeah, if I'm just not able to trade in Thinkorswim right now, then I'm just going to have to use Weeble. Weeble's been... I've got a list together now, right? So I can call them up and ask them. So all of these stocks are liquidation only. And I'm going to ask them to try and help me figure out why these are liquidation only and if there's a way I can, like, sign off on it, kind of like with how Thinkorswim worked. Because the frequency, because remember, whenever, back in January when I started with Weeble, I had no issues with liquidation only, right? There was only like 1 or 2 I ever had, and that was for very recent reverse splits. So the fact that I'm getting hit with liquidation only 1 out of every like 3 stocks is, there's definitely been a paradigm shift. And yeah, I gotta, well, actually, let me check, what is it? What was that one that just... LNKS. Yeah, let me put out an order just to see if it's liquidation only. I can't even short it, but I'll just go ahead and try and put an order in for a regular 1 share. Yeah. Okay, I'm able to place an order for it. Okay, so it's not exclusively reverse splitting. I think we're missing out on stocks we cannot trade because of liquidation. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Proton. Definitely. No, I mean, there's definitely been instances where I haven't been able to get in a stock because it was liquidation only. That's happened. Definitely. Surprisingly, I'm actually surprised how well this is holding in this range. It's not really being too much more volatile. I would have expected a huge rug or a huge pop, not some kind of stability. Do I think they're doing that with anticipation of PDT? I have no idea. It is certainly interesting. It seems, from what I experienced in January till now, there's definitely been a shift. They've been much more strict on what you're allowed to buy on Webull. Or just trade. Not even just buy, but just trade. And I don't know. And I've talked with others, and they said they haven't had this issue until this year. So, Webull, I thought it was the best broker. It seems like the moment I think that, they decide to say, hey, you know what? I know how we can make us not the best broker. All right. Well, I was holding out hope for PFSA because my order was 5 cents away from getting filled. But it's too late in the day, so I'm probably just going to call it here. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Thinkorswim's a lot better now that I was able to remove the not tradable issue. The only issue with Thinkorswim now is finding shares, but that's an entirely short bias problem. I think somebody who's looking to go long biased, Thinkorswim is probably the best platform, now that you can manually tell them, I want to trade risky stocks. Yeah, I would definitely say Thinkorswim is the best option. Yeah, that's correct. There was so much last year, like this year, about not being able to trade certain stocks. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to head out here. I'll be back tomorrow. Looks like a new trade day for me. I'll be in the Webull account. And it looks like I'll be riding solo with Webull.